Good evening. It's time to start slowing down in your day. Help yourself prepare for rest. So let's take a moment, find a position where you feel like you can sit comfortably, help yourself connect with the crown of your head to the sit bones beneath you, and helping yourself to feel stable. You can sit with your legs cross-legged or with your heels tucked under, similar to me. And then watch as you inhale, feel your ribs expand. And then as you exhale, sense your belly draw towards your spine softly. With your inhale, your ribs expand. And with your exhale, you sense your belly draw softly towards your spine. Good. We'll just take a few moments here connecting with our breath. If it's comfortable for you, you can let your chin gently drop, again extending the crown of your head towards the ceiling. And breathe. Sense the long, slow inhale and the long, slow exhale. Breathing at your own pace, bringing some awareness to whether you're moving slowly or whether you're needing to control your breath to slow down. And maybe it's hard to sense the rib expansion or the belly movement. That's okay. Be aware of what you do feel. Let this time now just be aware, sense, and move in ways that feel right for you and your body today. And hopefully with this awareness, you're starting to tune in, settle in, and prepare yourself to move in ways that feel right for you. Good. So we're going to start our practice today on all fours. I am going to use blocks a little bit today, so have those close by. So take a moment here, check in, make sure you sense your hands underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And we're just going to, again, stay connected to your breath. Exhale, draw your belly button towards your spine, lengthen your tailbone back behind you. And inhale, come on forward. Exhale, gently shift back, lengthening your low back. And inhale, draw forward. We're going to take 3 more full, long, expansive breaths, just like that, moving the backwards and forwards. Helping yourself to notice that as you exhale, you're making space for your thighs and your ribs to get closer. And as you inhale, you're sort of helping yourself to float forward with your full balloon-like lungs. Exhale, deflating, making space for your thighs. And inhaling and starting to float forward. Good. So we're going to progress a little bit here. When we inhale, we'll be in all fours. And then the next time, when we exhale, we're going to tuck those toes under, draw your belly button towards your spine, and shift back to down dog. Inhale, shift forward slowly. Exhale, pull yourself back. Inhale, draw forward. Here comes your toe tucking under. And exhale, shift back to down dog. Good. So we're adding a down dog to this cycle. Here's a child's pose. Here's an inhale. All fours. Here comes your exhale, down dog, drawing your belly button towards your spine, helping you to shift back. That activation of your spine pulls you back. The inhale floats you forward. Good. We're going to do one more complete cycle. Inhaling forward. Good. Tucking your toes under, exhaling backward. Good. Inhaling forward to all fours. And here's exhaling backwards. And we're going to add a different kind of step. This time we're going to inhale forward and we're going to do a Cobra Pose. So lifting your ribs up and off your hands, and then exhale, shift back to Child's Pose. Good. Inhale again. Shift forward, dropping your hips down, Cobra Pose, pushing your palms actively through the floor as your lungs help you float up and away. Exhale, shift back, Child's Pose. Inhale, floating forward. Good. Exhaling, shifting back. Nicely done. All right, so now we're going to get a little tricky. We're going to inhale forward, and our exhale will go back to a down dog. So inhale, floating, tucking your toes, find the action in your belly button. Exhaling and bringing yourself back. So the support of your core is helping to drive you backwards. Inhale forward to all fours. Good. Exhale to Child's Pose. Inhale to Cobra. You might have to shift your knees back or your palms forward. Lungs helping you to float your ribs up off of your hips, making space in your low back. Here comes your exhale, helping you to lift back up to down dog. Good. Inhale forward to all fours. And exhale slowly to Child's Pose. And we'll stay here. Take a few moments here, letting your chest rest on the floor. Sensing the weight of your body, just letting it go deeper and deeper towards your thighs. Elbow rest more deeply into the mat beneath you. And then pay attention to fullness of your breath. As you inhale, sensing your ribs expand. Good. And when you exhale, sensing your ribs narrow and settling deeper down into the mat beneath you. Inhale, sense your ribs expand through the backside, reaching a little bit more towards the ceiling above you. And then as you exhale, you can sense your ribs get a little bit closer to the floor. Nice. Inhale, come on forward, back to your all fours. And with care, let's bring our right foot forward for a low lunge. So sit your hips down, check it in, just make sure you're finding a position where you feel comfortable. Make sure you feel like your knees and your heels are in line, like as if they were on train tracks in line with each other. Good, but if you need a little distance, you can heel toe your ankle a little bit farther out, a little wider, and just gently let your hips settle into the floor. Good. And here's where we're going to use our blocks. Your blocks will travel with you in whatever height that feels comfortable for you. So just as we were moving a few moments ago with our breath, we're going to do that again here. So we're exhaled, forward folding, and then the inhale is going to help us, exhale back, inhale forward. And as we inhale forward, you can sense your ribs helping you to lengthen your spine. So feel the length of your tailbone reaching towards the floor behind you and the crown of your head reaching. Good. And the exhale, here comes the length in your hamstring. I'm using my blocks so that I can feel like I'm not leaning all the way over to the left, but I'm keeping my hips square. So I'm sitting straight back. And then I'm going to inhale forward, keeping my hips staying straight on the track, hopefully helping myself to lift the crown of my head towards the ceiling. And then with my exhale, draw my chin with me as my hips sit back, taking the time here to feel the stretch through your hamstring, finding a position with your hands so that you can support yourself. And again, pay attention to your belly. If you can, gently draw your belly button towards you, help you to lengthen the back side of your legs. Inhale, float forward, lifting your ribs up off of your hips, crown of your head reaches. And then exhale, shift back. Nice. We'll take a moment or two here. Good. And pay attention to the position of your chin, helping you feel like you have a nice long back side of your neck. Good. And let's take a moment here. Just turn your toes out to the right side. You're increasing that stretch through the connective tissue into your hips. Maybe you feel it more through your hamstring, or maybe you're starting to feel it on the outside of your knee. And again, pay attention to your inhale and your exhale. Maybe with your exhale, you sense the stretch a little bit more. And then with your next inhale, let's shift forward again. Nice. Good. All right, so let's do the same thing with the other side. Take that foot back and take the other leg forward. So we're heading towards a low lunge on the left side. Again, checking in, feeling like your knees are along parallel tracks, and sink down, getting the nice stretch through your right hip, connecting and making sure you feel like your hips are square, right? Like this, and not with your hip out to the side one way or the other way. We're keeping our hips nice and square. Good. So again, inhale and exhale. Sense the movement of your belly draw behind you as you exhale, and sense your ribs fill even through the back side of your body as you inhale. Good. With your next exhale, let's sit ourselves back. Good. So again, let your blocks travel with you. If you don't need blocks, that's okay. You can just leave your hands on the floor. Inhale, float forward. Let your ribs help you, your lungs help you float forward. And here comes our exhale. My belly button is drawing toward my spine behind me, activating my core, helping me shift back and helping me, oops, did you see I was tipping to the right side? I want to stay straight back. I want to help stretch my hamstring on my left leg. Inhale, float forward. Please move at your own pace. Stay when you feel like you want to stay, or move when your breath helps you move, right? When your breath starts to inhale and you're ready to move forward, follow your breath, float forward. And when you're feeling ready to move, sensing your exhale begin, help yourself follow the movement of your breath. Back again, stretching your hamstrings, sitting nice and square. Use the blocks to help support you. And then inhale forward, last one. Good job. All right, so let's move our blocks out of the way. Make your way to taking that left foot back, however it gets there. Totally fine if it's messy. And let's again, exhale, shift all the way back. Child's pose, check into the sensation you feel through your hips. Inhale forward to all fours. Tuck your toes under. Exhale, shift back, down dog. Good. Take a moment or two here to let your heels reach their way through the floor behind you. Sense the movement of your belly button drawing towards your spine with your exhale. And your inhale helping you to sense your shoulder girdle as you're pushing your all 10 fingers through the floor. Good. Let's next inhale. Bring your knees down. Exhale. Shift all the way back. Inhale. Right foot's going to come forward for a nice low lunge. Place your left hand next to your right foot. And let's inhale. Take your right hand up towards the ceiling. Good. With your exhale, let this right hand drop down and continue to open up your heart center toward the ceiling. Inhale, arm comes up, and exhale, close that arm back down. Take a moment here. Inhale, arm comes up. Exhale, arm goes behind, sensing that openness, pushing the left hand through the floor. Inhale, arm comes up. Exhale, close your your chest back down towards the floor. Good. All right. Take that right foot all the way back. Follow your exhale all the way back. Child's pose. Inhale. Draw forward. Bring your left foot forward. Sink your hips down into your thigh. Good. Exhale. Take your weight down into your foot, and then inhale. Take your left hand up towards the ceiling. Good. Exhale, take your hand behind your back. Inhale, arm comes back up. Exhale, lower your hand back to meet your right hand. Inhale, arm comes up. Exhale, arm goes down behind you. Inhale, arm comes back up. Exhale, lower that hand back down. Sit nice and deeply. Good, and with your exhale, bring your hips all the way back. Sit all the way back, child's pose. Good. Inhale, shift forward. And let's extend our right foot out as far away from you as you can. And remember, we're not opening up our hip here. We're keeping our hips square to the floor. Good. So push that foot away from you as if you were standing on the wall behind you. Good. And then sense that activation of your obliques. Good. To the muscles that support the twisting of your torso. And then reach that left hand, challenging your balance. Letting the crown of your head reach towards the ceiling. And then pull that chin gently back, like you're pushing in a drawer up towards the ceiling. So really keeping in a nice long line from the crown of your head all the way to the back of your right heel. Good. Exhale. Left hand comes down. Right knee goes down. Extend your left foot away. Reach your right hand as far away from you as you can. Draw your belly button towards your spine. Reach your fingertips away. Pay attention to that work of the oblique on the left side, letting your hips be nice and square. Inhaling, exhaling, draw that chin up towards the ceiling. So you're pushing that drawer back in towards the ceiling. Crown of your head is reaching towards the wall in front of you. Nice long line supported. Good. Lower your hand down, lower your knee down. And let's slowly make our way onto the floor, backside to the floor. Letting the fullness of your body settle into the mat beneath you. Take a moment here, reach your arms over your head. Find your way to your beautiful day stretch. Connecting again to the fullness of your inhale and the depth of your exhale. And while you're here, imagine that you can sense the movement of your diaphragm. So your diaphragm is what lines the bottom side of your ribs. When your diaphragm draws down, it's an inhale. It's helping your lungs fill with air. And then as you exhale, your diaphragm draws back up, helping to push the air out of your lungs. Your inhale, your diaphragm draws down. And your exhale, your diaphragm draws up. Good. So just stay here another moment or two, helping yourself to see in your mind's eye the movement of your diaphragm. And maybe you can't see it today. That's okay. Sometimes talk about what feels like is going on inside just makes a lot of noise in your brain, and that's okay. But maybe after you've listened to this a few times, you say, oh, I see, I feel what she's talking about. So be patient with yourself. Good. All right, let's one foot at a time. Bring your feet flat to the floor. So this will feel nice and relaxing. Let your knees gently drop from side to side. Let this feel comfortable. Maybe adjust your feet in a position so that you can fully stretch from side to side. Good. And then let's bring our knees back towards the midline with our knees pointing towards the ceiling. Good. So we're going to let our fingertips reach as far away from us as we can. And then with your next exhale, draw your palms back towards the ceiling and then all the way down to the floor. Good. So checking in, making sure that your heels are underneath your knees. We're going to go inhale into a bridge. So we'll inhale, rise up, create some distance between the tips of our knees and the tips of your fingertips. And then when you exhale, search for that connection of your spine, finding its way back down to the floor. Good. Bringing your palms all the way down to the floor, finishing your exhale. And as your inhale begins, then let your motion follow you. Lift your hips up. Good. Reach those fingertips as far above your head as you can, finishing up your inhale. And then as your exhale begins, let your arms start to follow. Let your vertebrae follow all the way slowly back down to the floor. And when your hips find their way back to the floor, you can even help your tailbone roll into the floor. Good. And here comes the inhale. Arms are rising up and over your head, creating some distance between the tips of your fingers and the tips of your knees. And then slowly exhale, reaching those fingertips up towards the ceiling, slowly taking your hips all the way back down. Good. All right, so this time we're going to leave our hips on the floor. We are going to reach our arms over our heads with our inhale. And we're going to inhale and bring those knees up and reach those feet up towards the ceiling. Good. And with your exhale, bring your hands down and your feet down. This will cause a little bit more activity in the strength in your core. So inhale, knees come towards your chest and feet come towards the ceiling, arms over your head. Exhale, thighs drop towards your chest and all the way back down towards the floor. Inhale, arms come up, thighs towards your chest, and then feet towards the ceiling. And then exhale, feet down, arms all the way down. Good. Hopefully you're feeling that movement of the activation of your core as you bring those knees in towards your chest, inhaling, filling your ribs. And here's exhale, dropping your heels down, hands down to the floor. Nice. Good. Let's bring our right knee into our chest. Give it a nice, gentle, warm hug. And with your inhale, reach that heel all the way up towards the ceiling, lengthening and opening the back sides of our legs, just like we did before when we were flipped over on all fours. Good. And here's that exhale. Bring that knee in towards your chest. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze that knee in towards your chest, keeping your feet nice and active. Inhale, take that heel all the way up towards the ceiling, lengthening the back side of your leg. And then exhale, bring that knee in, give it a nice gentle squeeze. Good, and lower that foot back down towards the floor. Let's do the same thing to the other side. Bring your knee into your chest, give it a nice warm hug. Exhaling, inhaling, lengthening, holding onto the back of your leg as you create a nice long line from the bottom of your heel to the top of your femur. Exhale, bring that knee in towards your chest, making space as your belly button falls down towards the floor. And then inhale, lift that heel up towards the ceiling, belly button's dropping down towards the floor, lengthening your hamstring. And then exhale, nice hug. Good, and then let those feet go back down towards the floor. And then 1 foot at a time, extend your feet as far away from you as you can. We're going to inhale both hands up towards the ceiling. Reach your fingertips as far away from you as you can. And then we're going to let our left side body rest into the floor. And our right side body is going to reach. So our right fingertips are reaching as far away from our left heel as we can. And then exhale, bring that right hand back down. Inhale, reach your arm over your head. Extend your heel and your fingertips as far away from you as you can. And then exhale, lower your heel back down into the floor and your hand back to the floor. One more time. Inhale, lengthening the wholeness of your right side body. Good. And then exhale, lower your hand down. Good. All right. So inhale, last time, letting your heel reach as far away from your fingertips as you can. And then we're going to walk our feet over toward the left side of your mat. And we're going to walk our hands a little bit over towards the left side of the mat. And the hope is that we're creating a great big stretch through your side body on your right side. So really reach through your fingertips, extend your heels away, inhaling, lengthening. And then exhale, settle yourself a little deeper into the floor. Inhale, reach, fingertips extend, heel reaches away. And then exhale, settle your hip, settle your shoulder, settle your elbow into the floor. Inhale, one more time, reach. And then exhale, settle and walk yourself back to the midline. Good. So let's do the same thing through the left side. With your inhale, you're reaching your left fingertips as far away from your heel as you can. And then exhale, bring that left hand down towards the floor, letting your heel sink into the mat. Inhale, reach. Make your side body as long as you can. And then exhale, let your hip settle back down, your hands settle back down, your heel settle back down. Inhale, lengthen. Good, and exhale, lower that hand down. Good, last one. Inhale, lengthen. And then let's walk those heels over towards the right side of our mat, and your shoulder and your head over to the right corner, top corner of your mat, and getting a great big stretch through the whole left side body. If you want to, you can even take your left foot and cross it over your right foot, increasing that stretch through the fascia on the outside of your your left knee, left hip, left side body. Good. Inhale, fully expand your ribs. Exhale, draw your belly button down towards your spine behind you, increasing the stretch. Inhale again. And then with your exhale, bring yourself back towards the midline. Good. Bring your arms back down to your sides. Settle the full weight of your body into the floor. Turn your toes out. Check in and imagine that the full length of your body can settle deeply into the floor beneath you. Let the muscles on your face soften. Let the center of your palms soften. Sense the space between your shoulders. And sense the softness of the crown of your head, reaching as far away from the soles of your feet as you can. And then take a few more moments here to inhale deeply and exhale deeply, and help yourself to settle more deeply into the mat beneath you. We're going to take 2 minutes here in Shavasana, letting the fullness of our body find rest, and letting all the lengthening and strengthening that we are doing throughout your practice settle into your body. And again, stay aware of and connected to your breath. Your shoulders are settling into the mat beneath you. Your elbows are settling into the mat beneath you. Find the back sides of your hand as the softness in your palms helps your arms, your elbows, and your shoulders settle more deeply into the mat. Bring your awareness to your hips. Sense each side of your hips. Maybe one side feels more aware or awake than the other. Notice that. And then drag your attention over to the other hip. And then bring awareness to both sides. And then let your awareness travel down to your knees. And again, a sense maybe one knee is more present in your mind's eye than the other. See that. And then bring your awareness to the other knee. And then imagine you can bring awareness to both knees. And then let your attention travel down to your heels, the softness on the soles of your feet, and your toes. And imagine that as you inhale, you can sweep the energy from the soles of your feet all the way to the crown of your head. Good, and then the exhale is a long, slow, cleansing breath. Take 2 more long, slow breaths here. And then as you begin to feel ready, slowly bring one foot at a time flat to the floor, letting your knees point toward the ceiling. And then, if it feels right, draw your knees in towards your chest. Maybe rock gently from side to side. And then slowly tip over to one side or the other, whatever feels most comfortable, and make your way back towards a seated position. Bring your palms to your heart center and bring your chin to your chest. Take a moment to appreciate the time that you've taken to take care of your body. And thank you for joining me. Namaste.